How's it going, guys? This is Daniel from Spektrum Magazine, and we're over here at the Sylvania booth at AAPEX 2017, and I'm here with Juan Morales, one of the reps for Sylvania, and he's here to tell us a little bit about some of the new products and some more stuff. So introduce yourself and let us know maybe about some of the new big changes to 2017.
Hi everyone. The revolution of lighting, what that you've seen out there completely is LEDs. So LEDs are becoming the present now and future of lighting. You'll see how vehicles are changing their traditional lights from halogen and incandescent to LEDs. And what we're doing is offering the benefits of this technology to all consumers out there that maybe have older vehicles or that have vehicles with the traditional lighting, and giving them the option of converting that to LED.
Now, last year when I was at SEMA, I think I asked a little bit about that, and it seems like you guys have just full throttle started changing some of that. And so I know the big question that a lot of people had, especially for owners of some older cars that had the 9005, 9006, is that they haven't had that option. So it's nice to see that you guys have just gone full throttle and changed it. Can you tell us a little bit about some of that transition?
Right. So what we did first is we converted all the auxiliary bulbs. So everything that goes into your brake lights, tail lights, your interior bulbs, position lights, etc. So basically your mini bulbs, some people call them. We converted all those into LEDs. So we started with a smaller portfolio, but eventually we've gotten it basically to cover every application out there for auxiliary bulbs. So you can convert all your tail lights, your brake lights, the interior of your car to LEDs. Now, there's many benefits to that. One of them being the brightness, the crisper white light that you get from an LED. You can customize the look of your vehicle inside the car. You can change it from the dingy yellow look of an incandescent bulb to if you want your interior to be blue, to be white, to be red. I mean, you give a lot of options to the consumer this way with the flexibility of LEDs. We're starting to go a little bit beyond that. So technology is evolving, it's getting better. LEDs are becoming more efficient, more affordable, and we're extending into more high power applications such as fog lights and other type of applications. So you'll start seeing some of our products out there geared towards forward lighting, specifically fog lights, and then the future. What the future is for low beams and high beams. Now, the one challenge there obviously is regulation. Regulation was designed for or around the incandescent and halogen applications. So what we're trying to do now is work and discuss this with authorities and the regulatory bodies to develop a standard that allows consumers to also take advantage of LED retrofit bulbs for their headlamp applications.
Yeah, I've always wondered, because I know there's been a lot of HID kits and stuff for a while, and a lot of them are always FUO, for off-road use only or whatever. And I know that's easy to get away with, right? But you guys don't have that option. You want to make it available to everyone, pretty much.
Right. So what happens is, obviously we think of the safety of our customers, of you as a consumer. Want to make sure that you're safe. Many of these kits are not safe at all, and that's the reason why they are not legal. The reflectors, the lenses, the optics of a headlamp are not designed for the type of output of an HID, or sometimes even for an LED. So converting them directly with some of these kits, they may appear bright, but it's only because the light coming out of them is glaring up maybe, and that's why you're blinding oncoming traffic. But the light itself is not shining on the road when you need it. And that's what makes it not legal. So your headlight as it is was designed for a halogen bulb. light distribution, but not for that of an HID, and that makes those kits illegal, and that's why we're not playing in that market. We don't want to create an unsafe situation for our customers. But when we do develop an LED bulb and the regulatory bodies accept that, it'll be with a appropriate safe beam pattern for the consumer.
So does that mean when you approach the replacements of those other bulbs that you're pretty much going the route that, like, you know what, let's try to mimic whatever is coming before it, and then try to, you know, maybe increase the brightness and everything else, you know, efficiency and everything else?
Yeah, that's a good question. So what we do is there's a standard for everything. There's a standard, there's a spec with which the headlights or headlamps assemblies were designed to use whatever distribution is coming out of a bulb, so that you got a safe beam pattern or a safe application. So we gotta stay within that specification. We could be a lot brighter if we wanted to, but sometimes that could mean an unsafe driving condition for the people around you when you're driving. So yes, so we try to stay within the regulation, within the parameters that the authorities determine, but still give you as bright as possible within the legal limits, and a better look for your vehicle. Obviously, the long life of the LED and the benefits of an instant on of them. I mean, there's many other benefits that they bring.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, let me ask you something. I'm just curious. Yeah. I drive an older car. I drive a 97 SC400. I love it. Just got it. But the one question I always have, especially with replacement bulbs, is when you have that error, you know, is there maybe some type of resistors that you put in there or something to always keep that in mind? So no matter if you're replacing it or not, it's a drop-in. It's a drop-in bulb ready to go.
Right. So what happens is the vehicles are not so smart, and what happens is they're designed to. They're always sensing how much power are your bulbs consuming, and whenever they feel they see that not enough power is being consumed, they figure, well, you got a bulb out, and they got to warn you somehow. One of them is by hyper flashing or blinking twice as fast, or giving you an error signal on your instrument panel. So what happens is you replace this bulb with an LED, and the LED consumes just a fraction. So let's say a 3157 bulb in the rear will consume maybe 27 watts or 30 watts of power, and your LED that you're replacing with, maybe it's 1 watt or a couple watts. And that's a huge difference, and the vehicle interprets that as you got a bulb out, and they start flashing. So there's two ways to resolve this. One is by adding basically a dummy load to that LED bulb so that it consumes that difference, or by changing the threshold at which the vehicle will flash. And in your case, older vehicles before, I believe it was 2002, they still used mechanical relays or mechanical flashers. There's a few out there that are designed for replacing for LED bulbs, and that way you don't need a resistor or anything. Newer vehicles where the flashing mechanism is incorporated into their vehicle control module, you are forced to add that load somehow, or just live with the fast blinking of your turn signal. Many consumers out there don't mind it, and they just live with it. But if it becomes a nuisance to you, then you have the option of adding a load resistor like we have up there that consumes the power.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad you explained that, because I've always wondered, you know, and I know it's a little annoying, like it's like you're turning really, really fast and you don't want to do that, you know. But let me ask you something else. I noticed when I was walking around the booth right now that there was a section that had some of the LEDs that you had, you know, that you're coming out with. But it said Canada only. Is that something that maybe it's just for that specific line, or where is that?
Yeah, the reason is, as I was talking about earlier, for the forward lighting, for the forward lighting applications in the U.S. because of regulation, we're not allowed yet to use some of these LED retrofit bulbs into headlamps. So what you'll find is you'll find our product and it'll say for fog use only for the U.S. Now, in the Canadian market, the difference is that there's different regulation, and we are allowed to sell the product for use in headlamps as well. So that's the difference. It's different countries, different regulations. Some restrictions in the U.S. prevent us from offering it for headlights.
That's awesome. That's good to know. Well, let me ask you then. Can you tell us maybe point out some of these new products and which ones are they out now? Are they out right away or?
The bulbs for fog lights, they'll be coming out, and you'll see them in January, February of this upcoming year. They will be. We're launching 3 different types: H11, 9006, and H7, which are the 3 most popular types. Also, we have light bars, so we're getting into the off-road driving light type of market. So you'll see some of our we call them cubes or pods, some light bars, some all sorts of different light bars and lights. Actually, we have some over there if you want to show them. But yeah, so we're expanding our capabilities. So because we know that the benefits of LED lighting are big. I mean, the fact that they don't break with vibration, with shock, that they outlive the life of your car, basically. There's many uses for them. Then as we grow our portfolio and the type of products that we create, we're finding other applications that make sense for the consumer where they can take advantage of this technology. So.
Well, I got to say, you're doing the Lord's work over here. I know the last couple years, especially what we saw last year, was pretty exciting. Just to see all the new stuff and just where all the applications in lighting go to. I mean, where do you see you guys going in the future? I'm sure there's stuff in R&D that you can't tell us about, right. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I mean, where do you see that going? And I'm guessing you're pretty excited. Right?
So obviously, technology will continue to evolve. Like I said earlier, LEDs will become more efficient, which means we'll get more power, more light output out of the same product. They'll get as they get more efficient, they'll consume less power, and then the size of the heat sink that they need will be smaller. So that'll open new opportunities. So a lot of these bulbs may get smaller. The future is power, brightness, customization. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think when I saw the 9006 and 9005, I think I may have been a little overexcited. So thanks a lot. Well, thank you so much, Juan.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time. And we'll talk to you soon.
Sure.
And check them out, Sylvania.com, I'm guessing.
Sure.
All right.
SylvaniaAutomotive.com.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a good one.